Hello, 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 everybody. Hey, Tori.
Hello, everybody.
How is everyone doing? I am so sorry I was not here last evening. I felt bad. Um, but I am here tonight. I don't know how long I'm going to last. I'm still a little under the weather. And I will be hitting my mute button quite often because I cannot talk too much without coughing. But I promised you guys that I would be here. So here I am. And I know Bruce is going to come on and I'm going to explain a little bit about whatever's gone on today with this stuff that I kind of half missed with this drama in Stark's Depot, all of 15-minute Depot. So, hello, everyone. Hi, Anita, Francis, Bonnie. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for all the prayers and well wishes and stuff on the community page. Thank you so much. I have not gotten to the point where I have like gone over every one of them, but I will. Thank you all. Thank you very much. Thank you. Um, I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but it's still lots of honey. I got some tea. I am drinking tea. Um, let's see. Hello, Julie. John Caps Miyagi. Ray Bone Crusher. Donna, what's going on? Melissa. Hot toddy. You need a hot toddy. Hi, Kim. Hello, Monica. Thank you. Kimberly Chaz. Donna Hawkins. Hello. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Hey, Ernie. Shot love up. How is everyone else doing? I hope y'all are doing fine. Tori, how are you feeling?
I'm okay.
You giddy?
Yeah, we think my daughter might have the COVID.
Oh, no. Again?
Yep, she went to a wedding.
Uh, I'll tell you. Actually, we have to pause for a second.
And one of the ladies who was there said she was sick, but said it wasn't contagious. She was the only one coughing, sneezing, or coughing, I should say. And the next thing we know, Lily is home and she is now in isolation
Oh, no.
to the
Mama.
point that Ollie will bring something down and put it on the shelf outside Lily's room, then go upstairs and text Lily and say it's on the shelf outside your door.
Oh, my gosh. We actually tried, I tried to do a little isolation thing here with Gabe. It's kind of too late because he didn't feel good the other day. And so, I did my like wifely thing and tried to like make them all nice and snuggly and warm and stuff. And
You should have been wearing the mask.
yeah, well, that was a big mistake because let me tell you, this thing hit. It was 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I mean, by that time, that night, I think I went live, and you and I were backstage, and I started getting really tired, like super, super, super fast. And y'all know I have that like little tickle, the cold cough anyway. Um, but it was like really bad, and I went to sleep, and I woke up literally not being able to breathe. It was such a hard, dry cough. I was like, oh my god, and it literally went from there. And it's like a you have a fever and you don't. You feel like you have a fever and you don't. You do have a fever that it goes away. I have been sleeping on and off for 3 days. Like if I'm awake, it's like 20 to 30 minutes, and I'm back down sleeping again. I was like, I don't understand. I literally woke up. I was in Robbie's chat. I fell asleep during his chat, and I woke up at 8:30, and here I am. So, but she needs to stay away from you. Oh, I know. We already know that, Kim. Yeah, I didn't know who did it, but it's pretty much him. So I was like, look at this. I'm like, this sucks. So, uh, so here I am. But I think I sound okay for now which is a good sign of me getting better. So he's kind of okay. It's taken me a little longer to get over it. Um, but he also took meds. I took nothing. I didn't even take Tylenol. So I was waiting for that fever to kick in. You know what I mean? The fever to break, especially during your sleep. That's what happened, and it didn't. It's weird. It's like this build up to get to that fever, and then it'll break. I don't know. It's I've never had a cold like this. It's weird. I'm hydrated. Hey Jennifer W. Hi Amy. Yeah, so I've never had COVID. I don't know what this is, but I can tell you it's 1, 2, 3 quick. I don't think it is, but either way, um, I'm all right. What hurts though is my ribs, like my rib cage. Oh, from constant coughing like that, they're sore, totally sore. Anyway, what is happening with you guys? Who won Robbie's giveaway? Did you giveaways? I
Which one? He did 3 of them.
He did do 3. Who won?
Yep. Lisa, Powerful Force.
Okay, she won this. That's right. I remember. That's what I call it.
Topic Canada won a garnet, and a really nice garnet too. And Lynette won Linette. Lynette won a crocodile skin.
Oh.
Point. One of the points. No, it looks like a quartz crystal.
Oh, nice, very nice, cool. That's awesome. We have a giveaway tonight if we get there, but yeah. So I saw people were prayers for DC area. Plane collided with military. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Prayers up. Wow. DC area?
Like a full-on passenger plane, or was it a private plane? Let me go look this up.
Yeah, I was going to have, because Judy's dad just went through chemo, or is going through chemo, so we were actually going to have her come over and chill, but she's sick. So then I don't know, I put Gabe in the spare room for like a night. When I realized I was sick and not feeling good, I went and I took a hot shower, and I decided I'm going to sleep on the couch. I pulled out a whole different comforter and everything. And
oh gosh, it was a commercial airline.
No.
In a Black Hawk.
American Airlines?
It just says commercial. Oh, according to FA, yeah, American Airlines.
Did it say going from where? Was it like going from DC or something, or it was coming from somewhere else?
From Wichita. Nope, it was coming. Wichita. It was coming from Wichita.
Where was it going?
It didn't say. It just says flight 5342 from Wichita collided with the helicopter around 9 p.m. as it was approaching the airport. So it must have been going to DC.
Dulles?
No.
This is a really small airport there.
Ronald Reagan. The Ronald Reagan National Airport in DC.
It was landing in DC.
Yeah. It's a small one. It's not big. It's not one of the big commercials. But still.
Prayers up, hopefully. No, there is one in DC that is. I'm not sure if it's Dulles or not. My sister used to go to it for she used to go to
Dulles
school in Maryland. Huh? The airplane missed the runway. What is that small one in?
The Dulles
This,
Airport is in Virginia.
yeah, no, it's the one that's in DC. I forget the name of it.
Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if that's the one. It is it's a really small airport that they take the it's right outside of DC. I don't know why I thought it was Dulles. My sister used to do it all the time
Well,
because she went
Dulles
to.
isn't that. It's in Virginia.
I don't know. I'd have to look it up. Like I'd have to like look at it. Either way, um, Stoner used stores on email to send me scathing messages. He made it sound like he came from Guapo, but Guapo doesn't write emails like that. What happened? That's interesting. Thank you, Joy. The plane is in the Potomac River. That's that's weird, Mike. um, oh, I'm sorry, Joy. Well, prayers up for everyone involved in the plane crash. This is so terrible. Oh my gosh. What? Okay. Um. Anyhow, so I'm sorry if I seem a little out of it. You obviously know why. But there were a couple things done today, actually. Uh, so Germ put out this video today, and it's all about Scott Stark's depot. But prior to that, oh, okay, I got you, Mike. Um, prior to him getting into the depot, they read the funny thing was that they had to like have three people read a 15-minute depot. I read it in like 2 minutes, and they dragged it out. Um, and they keep saying like that Stark threw Bruce under the bus when no, he absolutely did not. And we kind of went over that yesterday or the day before. Sorry. Um, but before he started this whole thing with these depots, right? You know how Lisa is going to have contempt charges and sanctions and all this. First of all, you can't have contempt and sanctions on a non-valid service. I was not served. Hey, whatever service he thinks I was served, it's invalid, and he knows it. So for him to keep saying what he's saying is all about Polymop. Polamop. I keep saying Polymop, but it's all about Polymop. Okay, it's the. I mean, even today, he lied today about this. Oh, so crazy. Everything out of his mouth is a freaking lie. But he, so let's see. So he mentioned me and sanctions and whatever. He mentioned Marla, who tried to show up, but there was some kind of thing. So he's trying to save face there, guys, because he was told Marla is not going to her depot. Marla told them they're not. She's not going to the depot. So he's trying to turn it around with some type of court reporter bullshit thingy. So he's lying. Okay, Marla told them she's not going to the depot. Um, I don't know who's next, but so now I did not go to the depot because mine was invalid. I believe Marla's is invalid as well. She did not go. And that's the truth. Robbie, he's calling Robbie Dodgy Robbie, and Robbie's not dodging nothing. Here's the thing: Robbie's got a gate at his house, and for someone to serve, they have
Locked
to get
gate.
into the gate. Huh? Yeah,
It's a
it's a
locked
locked gate.
gate,
Yeah, and
which he
if
has to
Germ
do
knows
with
it,
his licenses. which he has to have because of his licensing.
Yeah. Okay, it's a locked gate. You can't just
He
unlock
can't
it
just
and
have
walk
random
in.
people walking onto his property.
Right. Okay. And there's no like doorbell or whatever. So what they did was they went to his property so that they couldn't get in. And I guess what? They had to go to the flea market and serve him at the flea market because Jeremy knows that's where he goes on Mondays because that's the only flea market that's there on Mondays. So Jeremy knew that. Jeremy's been to the flea market. So he told her where to go. And Robbie was served. This is a big shock or a thrill or something. It's not a dodgy Robbie. You got him in a spot where you knew he was, and he was served. Now,
Robbie was
here's
just living his life the way he does every day.
yeah, and Robbie had a smile on his face, so I don't understand what his problem is. Robbie was served at the flea market where he grist for fruit. Look, okay, Robbie is at the flea market every Monday. So is Z. Okay, what's Polamop? I feel stupid to ask, but what is it? Polamop is the protraction of litigation, multiplication of proceedings, which is and it's basically for them to create content for profit. That's what they're doing. They're continuously putting out litigation out there. It's like a kind of trying to pile you up with paperwork that's going to cost more money and give them more content, which multiplies the proceedings. More hearings, more of this, more of that. It's all of it put together. But it's to simplify. It's the protraction of litigation, multiplication of proceedings for content for profit, to generate content for profit. And that's what Germs doing. So it's every little move they make is Polamop. It's a Polamop. That's what it is. Every move they make. I need to make a Polamop song. Yeah. That would be good. They are. They're only doing this for content. And it's funny because you got that DUI guy now jumping right back in it. And he's got more to lose than any of them, really, I think. But whatever. I mean, I know Bruce is going to pop on. I'm not sure when or where he's going to pop on, but he said those
Did you
depots are
send
for
him
an
a link?
upcoming lawsuit. Yeah, I sent him the link.
You can't do that.
There he is.
I can't depot you and say that I'm going to sue you later.
Hey, Bruce. He's muted. He's here. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm going to sue you later, but this is that's bullshit.
Hey, sorry, I was on mute.
Hey, what's going on?
How are you feeling?
Uh, Honestly, crappy, but
Yeah.
I'm hanging.
All right. Yeah. So you take a nap for a few hours, and before you know it, you're like way behind on developments.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, Bruce is gonna come on and explain some of this stuff.
Yeah. I'd be happy to. Well, what
So,
happened today? They're spinning everything, of course, but what happened today was just continuance. It isn't even on the docket yet. What's on the
right.
docket was the first one that was denied, and it was denied because there wasn't this just technical certificate of conferring, and that's a brand new rule in Florida state procedure, literally as of the first of this year. This similar to what we've been talking about a lot in the federal case, and it's local rule 7.1b of the federal rules of the Northern District of Florida. But it's like an equivalent to that now. You have to confer before you file a motion and try to resolve it, with the opposing counsel. So there has to be a certificate, and so the initial filing didn't have it, and that's why it was denied. And then it was refiled, corrected, and tomorrow should be docketed that the continuance is granted till April 16th.
Oh, so that's why in his video today he's like, it was denied, like laughing about it. Meanwhile, I'm like, no, it wasn't.
Well, yeah. While
I
they
would
were
benefit too much.
Foreman's video, I think, was pre-recorded, and while it was being played, literally promoting February 5th and his trip coming to court on February 5th from Kentucky, and then before it even ended, it was already like off for February 5th. So
So now the February 5th date is April 16th.
Correct on both cases, because there was also the invasion case, and that's still going, and that's a motion. I think that's a motion for summary judgment against that. It's ridiculous. The sanctions motion was the big storyline they were pushing for February 5th. The frivolous thumbnails case, so much so, and if you read Mike Volpe's new article, what he's basically covering, the article is about the talking points they're coordinating.
Right.
And so Megan was pushing, the February 5th thing, and they were going to build up to the big, climactic hearing on February 5th. And even another YouTuber who hasn't yet really started covering the case was using that as the jumping on point. Not to pile on or anything, not to, to propagate the whole sanctions BS, but to cover it just as a way to get started. That's Lauren Edai. She's comes across to me as very conscientious. So I'm hoping that, if and when she does get involved in covering it, it'll be conscientiously. But her, her plans for February 5th, where she was going to be the pool videographer, like she was it was arranged for her with the court, and then others would have to feed off of her, feed. But anyway, that's off, obviously, and I'm not sure it'll ever take place, frankly. The sanctions hearing, and it's crazy. They're doing these dramatic readings now of Scott Stark's very short deposition.
Oh my God, it was like 15 minutes. I read it in like 3. What? Okay, what did I say? Fluff. That's what I think I responded to that. I was like, this is fluff.
It's all Polamop. It's all fulfilling the big promotion of February 5th. So it's funny because her and Tug are like giving me the criticism for putting this Scott Stark, who has some health problems, through, dragging him into everything. It was done. It was dismissed, and they're dragging him through it with this phony deposition and the proceeding for sanctions and all this publicity that, it's amazing what they do, and then they turn it around and accuse you of doing what they're doing. Right. So, in any event, that deposition, Scott played them like a fiddle. It was just beautiful to read and listen to them dramatically read it and think that they got anything.
I'm reading it. And I'm like, what is this big deal here? What is okay?
What they're trying to do is play up this whole notion that it's a big revelation, if they can get it, that I was helping write, or even mostly writing, the stuff that he submitted and signed. That what they're doing, as with everything, is they're taking something that maybe Jeremy heard or read about ghostwriting, a lawyer ghostwriting, and they're taking that and running with it and applying a square peg into a round hole like they do with everything else. So what they're doing is they're saying that a lawyer like me, who's not licensed in Florida, who's actually writing or contributing or even in charge, perhaps, of another lawyer who's filing under their name, that's somehow an issue, and it's not. It would be an issue if there was an ongoing litigation where pro se litigant was submitting work constantly prepared by a counsel without disclosing that, not even the identity of counsel, just the fact of assistance of counsel. Right. And then if it becomes an issue, for example, let's say something's filed that's, clearly, frivolous or it has some, unethical, whatever, I don't know, then the court can say, okay, now I need to know who this lawyer is. So none of that's had, there's a specific rule, and you went over it the other night, the ethical opinion reconsidered, and that makes very clear it's a pro se rule, not a rule for a lawyer. When a lawyer signs something, the buck stops with that lawyer. The court doesn't care what's going on behind. They don't care which paralegal, which other lawyer. They don't care who's helping you write it, because you're a lawyer, you're licensed, and that's all they need. There's accountability. Okay, so all of this is contrived nonsense, just like everything else. And this whole deposition, so the hearing itself is Polamop, classic, and then the deposition is Polamop. It's an opportunity to take his deposition. What we could take their depositions if they want to go. If they want to turn this stupid sanctions nonsense into a big overblown fact proceeding, which is what they're doing. Why don't we take their depositions? Maybe we'll start a legal fund, and people who want to see their depositions get taken. Foreman and Hales for that matter. So
Right.
but the thing is, that's just playing their game, the Polamop game. And the only potentially violative filing of 57.105, which is that state version of Federal Rule 11 that gives you the 21-day safe harbor when somebody files something and they file a motion under 57.105, or they serve you with that. They gives you 21 days to say, okay, I changed my mind. I don't want to, pursue a frivolous thing. The only frivolous thing filed is their motion claiming that the lawsuit was frivolous. Their motion is frivolous. It's intended for no other purpose than Polamop, to give them content. The deposition gave them content, and the hearing would have given them content, and it will give them content if it ever occurs. But now, with this delay, I will be, yes, Sherry, lawyers can help each other, exactly. Now, we will be able to prepare a very thorough and strong response that will use the word Polamop. that will include a links to the What the Hell's video the night of the voluntary dismissal of the state court TRO action in front of Judge Davis. That
Right.
night, the bragging, then the 8 days of mocking and humiliation of the deposition earlier in that case, and this is what I don't get about. I mean, Larry Foreman, I don't know. Look, the guy, he wants to be a YouTuber more than he wants to be a lawyer,
Right.
and here he is. I mean, when I started noticing what was going on, last March, he was in the middle of this whole Judge Grudge storyline, building his channel on it, and he was openly mocking a judge and accusing them of being biased and incompetent and yada, yada, yada. And lawyers don't get to say things that non-lawyers can say, notwithstanding freedom of speech. And now, so on top of that, he's basically bragging, not basically, he's literally bragging openly about having entered into a settlement discussion in bad faith, intending never to, in good faith, engage in discussions to resolve it, but only to lure and trick us so he can then screw us, as the words he used. This is not what a lawyer can do. and,
Wow.
and so he's literally gleefully bragging about how all he had to do was remove the thumbnail, and not even remove the thumbnails, just remove her image from the thumbnails, and he'd have been out. And then Megan Fox goes down this whole thing. But where was the written contract? Where's the written settlement agreement? You need a written thing, and it's got to be signed. Yeah, okay, genius. No, it doesn't. And guess what? An email that says, "Hey, if you do this, you're off the hook." If he does it, contract fulfilled. There's an email. That's the proof. That's the contract. The response of him taking the action, that's fulfillment. It's called an executory contract. You'll fulfill it by doing the act which fulfills it. So she's an idiot. She doesn't know what she's talking about. And he, again, for about the fifth time, has eschewed an opportunity to take an off-ramp and just gone deeper into this. And, I'm sure he's not doing it. What's that?
Also, he can keep those few thumbnails
Well,
up.
that's what I was about to say. No, I don't think it's because he cares about keeping the thumbnails up. He has chosen not to extricate himself, but to ride the gravy train. And I think I believe he sees this as just another way to continue to be in the middle of it. He's now a returning character, and and he's missed it. And now he's at the center of attention again. He's back with his buddy. Oh, another lie. He says I tried to make buddies with him during this phone call where we were discussing. Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, he wanted to make buddies with me. Oh, he really wanted to be buddies. Yeah, okay, Larry, right? Yeah, keep kidding yourself there. In any event, he's had so many chances to get out of this, and now he's choosing each time to dig himself in. And so I have to think that he knows what he's doing, and he's hitching his wagon. I mean, look who's hitching his wagon to. My goodness, He's a lawyer. He's got more to lose than anybody,
Right.
of the any Megan, any Tug, any even Hales. He has more to lose than almost anybody, because he's a practicing lawyer, an aspiring lawyer, and
And they're both sitting there like mocking health issues with
yeah,
Stark, you
yeah,
know.
yeah. I'd say, I mean, if there's a chart of who's like, a top 20 dumbest involved in all this, I think he just shot up pretty high, close to number one when he.
um, oh, and did you hear he's now Jewish? He brought
Who?
that up. Did you hear it? Jeremy is now Jewish.
10%?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Well, this whole anti-Semitism thing. I mean, look, it's a legit angle. I mean, they're trying to say, Nick
he's part
Rekieta
Jewish, so why would he be like that?
Nick Rekieta has the biggest nose tonight, Megan Fox. Nick Rekieta has a bigger nose, the biggest nose of anybody. So how can it? Well, okay, so show us all the making fun of Nick Rekieta's nose then until tonight. But anyway, so Rich Luthman picked up on this aspect of the whole story, and and let's face it. I mean, it's got some appeal for people becoming interested in it, because it is a real part of this. I don't want that to become my focus, because I can't let it. This is what they want. When they start using anti-Semitism or nicknames and insults and distracting, with ridiculous, motions for sanctions and going on tirades against me during a deposition. It's all aimed at the same thing. Distract from the basic truths here, that they're abusing litigation to create content and using other people's lives. And that's what this is when it boils right down to it.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Did you see how he also lied about Marla's depot?
Yeah. So my understanding there is, well, I'm not sure actually whether there was an issue with some court reporter or not. And I know. Look, the depositions, if they're not served, this is a good segue. The subpoenas have to be effected, with an E, to be enforceable.
Right.
And so
mine was not.
well, maybe not. Leaving it on the table blows. Who knows? But the issue here, I think, was with the fees that are owed. Now, the rule, Federal Rule 45, talks about serving a subpoena and you can object. And then, but then there's some case law that says even if you object to producing documents because, for example, it was too short of a time to comply, it doesn't mean you don't have to show up. But you don't have to show up if you're not served effectively. And serving effectively includes the witness fee that is required under, I think it's 28 United States Code 1821, and a mileage allowance. And it's pretty cut and dry that if you don't serve the witness fee and the mileage allowance with the estimated mileage, with the subpoena, it's ineffective. And so nobody even owed the courtesy of any response whatsoever. However, in your case, you extended that courtesy. You went out of your way when you didn't have to try to save them the trouble and the expense. And what did they do? They're like, no, we want the trouble and the expense, so then we can Polamop you into a motion for sanction.
Right. And I believe they did the same thing with Marla, or they were going to. But now they come up with some excuse that they had an issue with a court reporter.
Yeah,
but she had messaged them already saying she was not going.
So you got the service, the ineffective service. That's content. Then they're probably going to get reserved, only this time correctly, more content. Then there will be objections, not because there was ineffective service, but I presume there will be objections because of substantive reasons like burden, harassment, and irrelevance, etc. Then I expect that'll be content. Then
not
I
only
expect
that, we also have proof that he's trying to depot us for future lawsuits, and you can't do that.
Then I expect them to bring their motion to enforce, which has to be served on each person whose subpoenas they're trying to enforce, and then that person can respond on the merits, and that's more content and more proceedings and more Polamop. And ultimately, my prediction is that the if it gets to that point where they push it to that point, that this judge will say, denied, whatever, it depends on the motion. If it's a motion to quash, granted. If it's a motion for protective order, granted. If it's a motion to compel appearance, denied. That is my prediction on you, Robbie, Marla, Amanda, Russell, and the other one, Amanda's son. Because it's all irrelevant. It's all just to use this litigation to drag people into the and somebody, you guys, I'm sure will be able to create a montage of it. There's probably 10 clips of him vowing that he's going to do this. He's going to drag people. He's going to force them to travel from out of state to Levy County and give deposition testimony. And it's all admitted. Everything's admitted. There will never be a stronger, a more compelling Rule 11 case or a vexatious litigation case based on than that will be based on this. Ever in the history of jurisprudence, it'll be astounding, historic how much evidence was provided by the future defendant in a vexatious litigation case and their lawyer.
Polamop.
It's just admitted openly. I mean, there's 1,000 things that they've said that just it's just as much as admitting to it.
Now, I know we've gone through this before, and maybe we should have started this way, but a lot of people were asking, who is Stark exactly?
Yeah. Well, let me talk to, before I answer that, I want to say thank you to Ray, Bone Crusher, because today he was talking about, everything and the, frankly, the need for some help to pay for some of these legal expenses. And sure enough, somebody stepped up and helped out with one particular invoice that I, mentioned. And I think, Lisa, it's probably a good way to do it is really if I have an invoice, let's say, for a deposition that has to be paid, we need to maybe set up where somebody can make a donation to, but it would be directly to a particular expense with that amount as the goal, and then everybody can see exactly how much came in. It could be by name or anonymous, but at least the amount. And then when the amount is raised for everyone to see, then it goes to that invoice. I don't ever, I can't touch it. It can't come through me, but that way, I think it could be done logistically.
Invoices, the costs get paid for.
Yeah, and again, thank you, Ray. Everything he said today is just so much appreciated and heartfelt. So
I missed it. I'm sorry. I was sleeping.
Yeah, you're watching everything. So Scott Stark, is a lovely
Chicky,
guy.
thank you, Chicky.
He and his wife are lovely, lovely people. Scott and Jean. And I don't know if anybody really could have seen exactly how this would go, or that he would become a target of their harassment, which is exactly what it is. It's just harassment. But he's cool with it, and he understands. And he handled that deposition amazingly. They can expect him to remember. I mean, look, the case was dismissed voluntarily. It's like, lawyers wipe their brain clean of stuff they don't got to worry about for a while. And then all of a sudden now it's come back and he's got to remember. So what they're trying to do is skip. They're trying to pretend that the whole thumbnails case was litigated and it was lost on the merits. And then they can try to claim and it was frivolous. But to get to frivolous, you got to first, get through all of the arguments we would have made as to why it's meritorious and have a ruling on it and stuff. And they want to just have a judge gloss over all that. Oh yeah, I think it was frivolous. Okay, no, it doesn't work. There's no case. I don't think that they'll find where a complaint was voluntarily dismissed without prejudice to refile. There had been no rulings on the merits of anything, and then it was considered frivolous or even entertained to be frivolous.
It's basically just files.
It's contrived Polamop nonsense. Hang on 1 second.
Okay. On Floyd, this happened. Both of those types have. Oh, it's talking about
So,
the.
yeah, thank you, Tricky Chai, for that saying that. I appreciate it. That we have to go through this. But listen,
You think that the DUI guy was he's supposedly a lawyer, right? Like, wouldn't he see that this is a joke?
Well, that's what I mean. It really, I have a hard time quite understanding what he's thinking. I'm sure he's going to hear this. He's gonna, hear me saying this, but I just don't get it. I mean, the guy was a lawyer for 5 years. He wants to become a YouTuber. All great. He spent the last 5 years. He built his channel. Great. Johnny Depp and now Alec Baldwin. All right, good for you. So, but what makes a lawyer who's respectable and wants to maintain a reputation, do what he's doing and hitch his wagon to this scheme, this enterprise of cyber stalking for contrived entertainment for profit, and also, why would he want to be represented by a lawyer? Look, there's certain lawyers. If I needed a lawyer, there's certain types of lawyers I would retain, and there's certain types of lawyers I wouldn't.
Hi, Tim. Hey, Robbie.
Hello.
Robbie has entered the room.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
So I just
Hello,
don't get it.
Hello, Bruce.
Hey, Robbie, I just don't get his thinking. I really don't. But whatever. And it's going to get refiled. I mean, there's nothing that prevents it from being refiled tomorrow or next week while they're trying to argue it's frivolous. It's going to be proceeding in another forum somewhere, maybe even in Kentucky. So, but this is why I'm convinced that this is what he wants to keep himself relevant and in the middle of it. I believe this is exactly what he wants. I could be wrong. He could be terribly miscalculating and have terribly poor judgment and be as dumb as, he would have to be if he thought that this wasn't going to, continue on, and everything he says today and all these appearances, it's assuming that they've already won on frivolous, like everything. Oh, God, Stark's gonna, be sorry, and he's gonna sue. They're gonna sue Matskin.
About Stark is such bullshit. Like,
Matskin dragged him into it.
Depo.
Yeah, Matskin dragged him into it, so he's gonna sue Matskin, and then they extrapolate all these fantasies into the future that they would love to see, and they're bringing a frivolous motion that they'd have to win before any of that could even come to be, and they're never gonna win this motion. I would put it this way: if they lose, everybody can hear, right? If they win their motion, I'll retire from the practice of law. Okay, like in the WWE, the retirement match. Somebody says, if you do this, I'll retire. Go ahead. If they win, I'll retire, because it's a ludicrous, frivolous, nonsensical motion, and they'll never win it. They're more likely to get sanctioned themselves for bringing it than to win it. All right, let me just say parentheses. I don't really mean I'd retire, but you know what I mean.
That's how much you believe it. But I just can't believe like this. 15-minute phone call. And what was their big thing? He said that you helped them with the whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. So this whole big to do, this whole readout of a 15-minute, it was nothing. Absolutely nothing.
They got him to admit that he didn't
content in there in between, like throwing out stuff like mocking him, mocking his health, all this. Like, these guys are children, and why this supposedly lawyer, who I don't think is reputable at all, but he wants to say he is, would even entertain that for views is ridiculous. But I guess he's getting more views because he was on this channel today.
Yeah,
correct.
And they're saying they got him to admit that he didn't read the decision on which the summary judgment motion was based. Their entire argument of frivolousness and their entire argument on summary judgment is one decision from another district in Florida, another federal district, a trial court level decision that isn't even binding precedent, as if there are no good faith arguments for the application, extension, or reversal of the law applying to the statute or other theories and causes of action on the same facts, not the statutory using it for commercial purposes to promote a product, but simply the invasion of privacy theory, which is a common law claim when you take someone's name, image, or likeness and publish it without their consent. So there's so many ways that this lawsuit was not frivolous. And they're just pretending that they've already, it's assumed it was frivolous. It's assumed by them that it's frivolous and they're going to win on that point, and that is laughable. If they were being analyzed by serious lawyers, they would be laughed off the internet, all of them,
Right.
especially Larry Foreman for his performances today.
Well, and the other thing is, he started off talking about it, since Robbie's here now. Robbie, did you dodge a depot?
Never,
Yeah, I didn't think so either.
never. I live my life normal and doing everything I've always done.
Yeah. So they started out talking about that. I'm getting sanctions and contempt when I was not even served properly. My service that he claims I was served is invalid. And Marla, he claimed, was going to show up, but they had no court reporter. But yet, meanwhile, she contacted them stating she wasn't going. So he's lying there. And I'm guessing just to save face and make it look like, people are attempting to show, because Stark showed and he didn't have to either.
Right.
But,
For them, look, they don't have control over people showing up, but all they have control over is doing the most they can with the Polamop of having them served, and then
Right.
making all these posts about people are going to be threatened with sanctions and contempt for not showing up.
Right.
It's all contrived. It's all contrived, and with Foreman, well, I forget what I was going to say about him next, but he's the one to thank for me. Everybody who supports the Hales side, can thank him for me getting involved.
Right. It's Foreman. Foreman's the reason you're involved, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So yes, no, I didn't dodge no service, and Robbie didn't either. Robbie, you were served, right? You were hand served, right? They asked you.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And I even laughed about it.
So I could go. I could go in, I won't be there in person. But what I think I will do is definitely, put an affidavit in support of an opposition to their motion and be available to call and answer questions if the judge thinks I should. And I could literally say, I confess. Yes, I confess that I have been working with Scott Stark. I confess that I worked on and wrote the draft complaint. I confess that I have been influential in the decision making about things such as the withdrawal of the case under Rule 1.420. I confess, I confess, I confess.
What I don't understand is you guys are both lawyers for the same client. Aren't you allowed to talk to each other?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
And you're allowed to make decisions together.
Yeah.
As long as there's a lawyer, a licensed lawyer who appears in the case, then that's all the court is, that's all the court needs. They need a lawyer accountable for the case. And if they think that there's another lawyer that's doing something unethical, they have the ability to, look into that. They could say to the lawyer who they do have jurisdiction over, what's going on.
Laurie says, Larry looked like a fool letting Germs spew legal arguments.
Yeah. But he goes right along with it. He goes right along with this whole thing as they're literally trying to gaslight everybody into.
It was very bad acting today, though. That fake laugh Jeremy has, it was really like all over that.
And well, here's the gaslight. They're gaslighting people just because the lawsuit was withdrawn. That's it. They're taking that innocuous of right action that exists in Florida court procedure, and they're taking that and just skipping 5 things that would have to occur before they could ever legitimately make an argument that they're entitled to sanctions for frivolous. They're skipping everything. It's ludicrous.
There you go, guys. I'm just going to scroll down through this. This is actually the depot. So you guys can pause it if you want to and look. It was ridiculous. What was being said.
And the funny thing is that they're laughing about Scott Stark's responses. Are you kidding? To me, this is a great example of them being made fools of. But they don't care, because all they care about is that they have a deposition transcript to show and do dramatic readings of. That's all they care about. They don't care.
But I'm like, what was his point?
To prove that I was, involved or behind it, or he didn't read the, who knows what the arguments that they're going to have to make to support their motion are going to be so outlandishly contrived and ludicrous there's not a baseless isn't a proper word to describe their motion. It's a frivolous abuse of litigation. It's Polamop personified.
Is this depot from what they just did?
Yeah.
Didn't the judge say they couldn't post that stuff?
No, this is that's federal, but no. Are you talking about the state judge, Robbie?
I thought
there was a state case.
Oh, okay.
Did the state judge say that? I don't know if I missed something, but no,
federal judge did.
Generally speaking, the depots, are fair to, without a court order that says it can't, it's to be held confidential. You could share them. But what he did do in the federal case was prevent any audio or video being made.
Okay.
That his order was there will be no videos allowed of the depot. You can't even make a video of the depot, let alone broadcast one. But that's federal.
Gotcha.
That's the federal case. Yeah.
Okay.
So what they've done here is they've protracted the thumbnails case, which should have just been done in the state court, dismissed voluntarily as of right, and they have decided to protract it, keep it going, and add more proceedings, such as this deposition we're looking at, and then this hearing that they thought was going to occur next week, but now won't occur, if ever, until April 16th. Anybody there?
Yeah, I only hear you, Bruce. I hear Tori.
So does everybody understand all the ins and outs of that now, with the sanctions motion and the Scott Stark, and then your deposition, your subpoenas? Any questions?
Any questions? Sorry, I just drank. I didn't know the drink. You hear how bad?
No, my lawyer got mine, and he laughed. He said, "Dude, really? Is there nothing better to do?"
Yeah, I thought it was hilarious how they did what they did with me.
Here's I think one way to say.
They tried to correct it, and they still didn't get it right.
but right? I'm convinced they're doing it on purpose, though. I'm convinced they're doing it on purpose. There's nobody who's going to have to forcibly appear and give testimony unless and until there's an order by the court to do so, and that can't happen without the opportunity to actually address the court and argue as to why they shouldn't be allowed. And so
I can't wait to address the court.
They're going to Polamop it until they can't Polamop it anymore.
I can't wait to address the court, because when I do, it's an open invitation for me to tell the judge what I think about all of this.
Yeah, well, you'd have to be effectively served. That hasn't happened yet. Then you'd be able to file objections, and then they would have to serve you with a motion, again, service, and you would be able to respond to that motion in court. And then they'd have to win that motion, and only if all those things happen would you have to then show up at a deposition. And then there'd be other issues about the document production that they want.
Right.
So, but it gives them a lot of opportunities to create content.
It gives me a lot of opportunity to tell the judge what the hell's going on around here. And what these assholes, and how he's trying to use his courtroom, the judicial system, as a freaking circus.
They're using federal litigation as sort of the sound stage for their drama.
Yep. And I think every one of the people out of Depot will probably say something similar.
Yeah, state and federal court. They're abusing it. There's no compunction whatsoever on the part of Attorney Shockett. I mean, it's just abusive and consuming court resources, all to serve this YouTube content bonanza. That's all it's about.
Yep. Good night, Ray.
Good
Good
night,
night, Ray.
Ray.
Good night,
And
Ray.
thanks again, Ray.
I have to go watch Ray. I didn't miss it. Guys, I was sleeping for like 48 hours. Give or take an hour here or there.
So that's all it usually takes if I'm feeling like lousy is just get some good sleep. It's always the best cure.
You know, I forgot to, like, I fell asleep. I was going to take like Tylenol or something just to make sure like I got rid of that feverish thing. Well, I fell asleep before that. I never ended up taking it, which I should have. But at this point, maybe I'll just take it for the fun of it.
Hey, let me because we're talking about these subpoenas, and Russell Meeks was one of the people who's getting subpoenaed too, and I expect him to object as well. But if you remember, or maybe you don't because you weren't really covering the case yet, but this started really not with the bad neighbors, but before that, it was the whole town hall thing, right? And Shara was on that. And when it became bad neighbors, and when I got involved, it was basically through Shara, getting initially she and I were working together. Everybody knows that. Well, there were times when she was literally begging me to help as legal counsel for Russell Meeks and Don Severino. Russ the Sus and Don the Con. And she would always tell me that they're lovely, wonderful people, and they are. I mean, I have no question whatsoever that they're lovely and wonderful people. I said, but I just simply don't have the capacity. I mean, I'm spread too thin. There's no way I can
Yes,
take on
Sylvie,
more.
yes.
I can't take on more clients down there and more legal matters. Although I believe they do have good legal claim. They were frozen out of their duly elected council seats, and they've been harassed and involuntarily made and mocked and so forth too. Anyway, so Shara was like, just begging in bed that, on their side, that she wanted to advocate for them. And now they're left in the dust.
She left them in the dust too. Not a surprise.
Unbelievable.
I haven't heard a word from her about the way.
Isn't that her big thing? Like, she started a fight with me basically on the channel one night over Dawn.
I haven't heard a word about how she concerns for Russell Meeks being dragged into this and harassed and being used, the federal litigation being used to target him for just the content generation purposes, but also getting back at Russ for whatever grievance Jeremy Hales has against Russ, who's just a guy living his life, wanted to be on town council, and for whatever his reasons were, and interfered with their plans, and so what happened, and now he's involuntarily dragged into this whole circus, and she hasn't said a word about that anymore since she's become the provider of content for them.
It's too bad her content's bullshit. She lies.
Yeah.
I mean, what she does is she lies by not admitting anything. Like, she omits things, and then like, was it Richard? No, it was Mike. You guys got to go read the conversation that he had with Mike, which she had with Mike.
Exactly. Questioning why a journalist would be talking to another journalist about a story, as if that's some novel like concept.
She talks to Megan. They claim to both be journalists. But I have to tell you one thing. Okay, that synopsis thing she wrote, okay, I actually added it to something, right? Along with my timeline, right?
Yeah.
And just to like kind of edit it and do the right thing, for some journalist to have put that out there without even checking anything that she wrote is ridiculous. There was so many errors in spelling, in just like the language of the sentence spread. I mean, I couldn't believe that. I thought that whole thing was like that she was sending it out to lawyers. Isn't that what it was for?
Well, I mean, yeah, but I might have even sent it around in its form that it was it wasn't something that we were like making sure it was perfectly meticulously, edited.
Well, I mean, when you're sending something out like that, it should be. And
yeah, but it wasn't really
have, like, spell check done.
It was provided for me. She was the most knowledgeable about the background that was able to write that synopsis. So it was provided to me. You know what I mean? So I didn't say.
That's right. You forced her to do that, right?
Yeah, I forced it exactly. But the point, it wasn't like something that I was making sure it had to be edited, like it was going to be in the form that it would be like filed in court or something like that. So yeah, I mean, sure there might be some spelling errors and grammar errors, but it wasn't like meant to be a perfectly polished piece of written work necessarily. So
Right.
and I think it was quite effective for, I think it's really a good description. I mean, I think it's a pretty good, accurate description, and so in that respect, it's effective. And look, the fact that she switched the way she did to giving them content, private chats and conversations that were engaged in trust and confidence. Whatever she wrote this, she's knowledgeable. It's all true. It's all accurate, and you can make up whatever stories and yarns you want to try to explain it away.
It's just, I was pretty like bummed because I passed it on like it was taken care of. But
Well, yeah, I mean, look, yeah, we can edit it and stuff.
No,
I think
I'm just saying. I was just surprised that a journalist would have handed off the way it was because I didn't even expect to have to edit that damn thing.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I had to. But either way, it was just making a note. That's all. But
well, I'm glad I have it. I'm going to be. I think there's a couple of lines in there that'll be good cut and paste right into the big federal complaint.
well, here's she's not credible as far as I'm concerned on his end.
Oh, certainly not. I mean, everything she's doing now is undercut by that synopsis, and so much more.
It's hilarious. Anyway, has anybody ever watched Matlock?
Yeah, Andy Griffith.
Uh-huh.
Or the new one. There's a new one now with a woman, Matlock. I forget who's the actress now.
Yeah, they all made fun of her so bad. They had all these nicknames for her. Peculiar on the new Kathy Bates.
Kathy Bates, that's the new Matlock. Yeah.
Kathy Bates is the new Matlock?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, that's what those shorts are I've been watching.
Ah. Bruce, if Jeremy is found guilty in federal court, how likely is he to get jail time?
If he's found, there's no guilty here. This is civil. So
yeah, civil.
Yeah.
The Megan's thumbnails of it. Yeah, so Megan, I think she's just testing inciting, whatever, because she hadn't used their images on thumbnails until like recently and did it like once or twice. But who cares? Who cares?
That's like the least of all things. There's other things that, when it comes to Megan, whatever's gonna go down, that'll be included. Like there's so much more going on. And it's sad.
Larry Foreman again was emphasizing how it's just covering a story. That's the story. You're putting the person's image on the story because they're the story. Well, yeah, and they're comparing it to, for example, this one case they cite, which involved a filmmaker, a famous filmmaker whose film was being played on some channel, some Spanish channel, Spanish language channel, and they did like a promo, like a commercial, coming tomorrow, whatever, and they put his name, his picture in the promo because it was his film. Well, he voluntarily made the film. He voluntarily, was in the film, I guess. And so they're now the girl's going wild videos. A girl, is at spring break, and the guy, whatever, with the camera, and they, flash them, and then they show up on the box cover. Well, they voluntarily were in the video. They knew what they were doing. They volunteered. They didn't volunteer to be on the box cover, but they were in it voluntarily, and that's what the whole video is about. Now, in our case, she wasn't voluntarily in any videos that he played. This was her being involuntarily made the subject of videos for content. And therefore, she wasn't voluntarily on the thumbnail. That was her photo to be used to promote the video that she was involuntarily being mocked and humiliated in. That's a lot of factual distinctions from the single case on which they rely to claim that this was a frivolous filing, as if we wouldn't have had the right to make those good faith arguments, even if a court might have agreed that they didn't overcome summary judgment because of whatever commercial technicality, whatever issue, it doesn't mean it's frivolous. You can lose a case and it doesn't have to be frivolous, and it doesn't give them automatic right to go and claim that they're entitled to sanctions. They'd have to prove a lot to prove frivolous. It's a high standard that it was filed knowing that there was no good faith argument for the application or modification or reversal of existing law. So even if the law as it existed say, well, it only applies for commercial, blah, 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 we could say, yeah, but we think that this is a case that it applies to, and here's why. And a court could agree or disagree. And even if they disagree and dismiss the case, it doesn't mean it's frivolous.
Right. Well, going for sanctions, I mean, he told everybody in numerous videos of his how, the whole point. Yeah, but now hold on. Sorry, it does it when I talk. The whole point in suing people is to bankrupt them. So going after sanctions on every little thing that they can do is
right in line with
part of that.
It's exactly in fulfillment of that admitted motive to abuse litigation and abuse the courts.
For instance, they're trying to say they're going to go after sanctions for me for the depot that I told them I was not going to because I believe I wasn't served properly. They got that, and the response that I received from him was, "We'll see you in the morning." So he knew before going. He still went. He still had a court reporter, if there was one there, I don't know. But he still went, or wherever it was supposed to be, I don't know. But he still acted as if he went there. Why? So he could charge something to me or whatever.
So they can have another proceeding to pursue against you. Exactly.
Another Polamop. So,
yep.
But again, I don't have to show up when I'm not served properly. That wasn't my fault. That's Shockett's fault.
And I'm not sure they didn't do it on purpose that way, just so we're sitting here talking about it like we are.
Yeah. But he didn't just do it to me. He did it to everybody. Everybody that he served. Blah, blah, blah. The depots are coming. Blah, blah, blah. There's going to be so much information. Blah. I mean, I really don't know what my depot or Robbie's depot is going to help with this case that's about the signs of defamation before either one of us even knew Michelle. So us two right there is to me is a joke. I don't know what their questioning would be on Marla or Russell or Patty, but I think it's all bullshit. It's a fishing expo, and again, Polamop.
Yep, exactly. The discovery is purely a fishing expedition. They're like they want you, and they want each of the people they're trying to subpoena to bring documents showing every communication that they've had with either Hale, Michelle Preston, or John Cook, or every communication they've had with anybody in the world about Hales, Preston, or Cook. Somehow you're supposed to come, and they don't even. So they're hoping that if somehow they, get one of you to produce, reams of that they're going to look through them and say, "Oh my God, do you see this? One day somebody called Jeremy, whatever." And now that's going to become evidence. And what they've done so far is they gather from sources, private stuff, private chats, private or public posts and comments that they've located on, I guess, on his daily canvassing or George finds. And then whatever they find, they just say, here you go. Here's evidence. Here's evidence of defamation. Here's evidence of extortion. Here's evidence of interference.
They don't even know what the hell defamation is.
No, all you've given us is just some chat that somebody shared with you that could be even fabricated, and you're just saying it's responsive to some question about evidence. It's just all contrived, made up nonsense.
Yeah, if they're looking at comments and stuff like that, it's mostly opinion, and opinion isn't defamation. I'm sorry.
Anything I've ever said about it is between, what Jeremy did to me.
Yeah.
And what Jeremy's told me.
There's no defamation.
He's the one who, he's defamation. He's the one who George is the one who told Mimi's aunt that I was a heroin addict, and that's why they stopped filming with me. And Jeremy has stated that.
That's a lie.
Stating that
You
you
mean
are an active.
they admitted that?
Uh,
They admitted that they caused you to lose like income for some gig by falsely accusing you.
Actually, you lost subscribers.
yeah, I
Yeah.
lost subscribers.
Yeah.
See, this is another example. Whatever they're accusing everybody else of doing to him, that's what he's done. Everything they accuse is what they do.
Yeah.
Right.
He has absolutely accused Robbie of being an active addict, and that's not true.
And a rug dealer.
Yeah. Said the same thing about other people too. Called me a felon.
Called me a felon.
Yeah.
Called me a felon, but I'm a felon.
I'm not.
He
That's
said I had
but-
multiple felonies, and that's not true.
Bonnie, that is correct. Robbie is not an active user
no.
of
No,
anything.
No.
As he's
I don't touch
admitted
drugs.
what he's done before.
No. They said stuff about my husband who got nothing to do with this.
He's talked about how he quit doing what he was doing. He's been open about it.
So there's a whole bunch of defamation, and it's Jeremy the one that's actually doing it. Like no one's really defaming him.
It's true. It's true. He's the most famous celebrity out of anybody. He's the public figure, and is defamation proof more or less. And yet, how many people has he defamed? And every day, it's amazing. It's an insane. I am astounded at how everything is transpired. It's amazing. It's going to be historic legal cases.
I think so too. This is going to be a lot bigger. I just don't think it's going to be as big as he thinks. It's not going to be in his favor. You know what I mean? It's not going to be to his liking how this is going to work out.
No, it's 4 cookies on a plate, and they're just moving them around, and we're moving them back, and they're moving them around, and we're moving them back, and counting them
Get up,
again.
Bud Light.
Now I'm being called antique.
I've been very good with that mute button, by the way. I'm not a felon either. You guys are awesome. I think I need a t-shirt. I'm not a felon.
All right. I think people were wondering why I was promoting a
Robbie,
vagination video.
Robbie, do you even have it?
You don't want to promote that. It's not, I don't think it's funny. at
Yeah, I
all.
wouldn't.
Well, I was just saying there was one video I finally could give a thumbs up to. It was the first of the 2 that he played today. There's 2, but it was just the first one. That's it, at least. I mean, I thought it was it was his best work. You have to admit.
No, I don't admit. I won't promote that jerk at all.
When they're talking about the first video from today.
It doesn't matter. He's sitting there posting a picture of Harley and me.
I wouldn't promote anything he ever did.
Nope.
I know, but guys, you're not getting the joke.
It's not funny.
I thought it was funny. Robbie, it's a 2-second video. He starts.
I get what you're saying, but I just wouldn't give him the time of day to even watch it.
Yeah, but I thought it was.
I just wouldn't do it.
Like if somebody thought I was like saying, "Hey, he had finally a good video," and then they click on it and they see what it is, then they'd laugh because it's funny.
He's fighting with Bradis, and now they have their ongoing wars with that Georgie Porgy chick. I don't even know. It's like ridiculous, and it's all about the same things that they're accusing me of. It's like what they have like an in-house scam going on. Momo, I'm a felon times 2. Peter appear times 2. Thank you, Mo. Well, hit the like button.
It's interesting that they're infighting.
Yeah, and it's all about like questioning money or something like that. And I'm like, what? It's unbelievable. And Radis, Why is Radis at the town hall meetings? That makes no sense whatsoever. He's not from Otter Creek.
No, he's desperate. He's desperate to stay in the four somehow, and that's how he can easily do it.
By being at the meeting. Well,
Yeah,
I
because
think
everyone's gonna
Limelight.
want to watch his footage. Everyone's gonna be curious to watch his footage.
Mike. I just don't think that. I mean, we need somebody else to be there. Where I think Thomas might have had something else to do that night. You know what I mean? Because Thomas usually films it.
He
Yeah.
he wasn't getting served and made what he was hoping made a part of the ongoing thumbnails case. So that's why he had to come up with another way to be relevant. So what did he do? He moved to Levy County and started filming the Otter Creek Town Council meetings live.
Cross Germs and they fall one
Does living in your car count as living in Otter Creek?
right. I think he just came up there for the meeting or whatever. I don't know. I do know that he's been seen going by Michelle's house because she's got security cameras.
Well, think about this. Here's a guy who lived I forget, somewhere in Illinois, I guess, right? And around July, he gets divorced and he goes on the road, and then he puts himself out as a nomadic YouTuber, and then so he has basically is aimless. Where am I going to go? And he decides, because there's this fake reality drama on What the Hales, that he's going to make that the reason where he decides to go. I mean, are you kidding me?
Yeah. I'm not even sure that. I mean, I don't know, but I don't. He's with that girl. There's some chick that he hangs out with, and she's from Clearwater, and so he's probably not there. He's probably just going all kinds of places.
How far is Clearwater from
Um, well, I don't know, like
3
maybe
hours.
3 hours. You think? Yeah, because you'd have to go over. Yeah,
So, gee,
somewhere between 2 and 3 hours.
I came from Australia. I married an American, I assume, and now I'm divorced. And gee, what can I do next? Oh, wow! I've been doing these parody songs about this What the Hales thing. Why don't I just move down there and start to just revolve my life around this whole thing?
He said he was going back to Australia, and then I don't know. For all we know, he's trying to use this girl. I don't know. They were putting up GoFundMe type stuff for him like a month ago. He was living in his car, so I don't know. I'm not really paying too much attention over there. I just think that it's really odd that he's there filming Otter Creek when he doesn't live there. And he's obviously trying to make himself relevant in some way.
Precisely.
But, I'd rather see Thomas filming it. You know. Jared says we don't want him back. I may have
Too
the
bad.
answer of why Travis bought the property. Oh, okay. Miyagi wants him back. He wants to run for city council. Yeah,
Don't you kind of have to be
Who
a
does?
resident of a place to run for council of the
Travis.
place? Travis doesn't live there, does he?
No,
No.
Oh,
no. But he did mention if he bought the property, would that make him able to run for council or be on the seat or something like that? Hang on, where is that? I'll tell you right now.
I thought you had to be a resident,
That's what I thought.
You do to be on city council.
like a permanent resident.
You do.
Well, he lives in Trenton, so let's see. Why is it? Okay. There it is. I'm looking up the property right now. We'll see if it actually changed yet. Um, nope. Still under the same owner's name. Nope. 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 So on paper, he does not own it. County records, he does not own it. So evidently, you don't have to be a resident since criminal justice. Yeah, that's right. That one guy was, uh, he got an arrest, and he was. Didn't he show up? Wasn't he there recently, or has he not shown up at all? I don't know. I could only see one part of the council sitting there. No, he wasn't there. Okay, Christy, where did you see it? Did you see it on Radis's? Criminal Joseph hasn't been there though. I think he's done. Okay, yeah, I haven't seen him the past like what 3 of them. Somebody said he ruined something in the meeting or started crap. We do not want Travis on the council. Okay. Yeah, Travis did say something about he was questioning whether or not he was able, if he bought the property, would he be able to get on the council?
No.
So, but that property right now is listed as a single family residence. It's zoned for that, I guess.
Well, I can't say no and for definite, but I know in Sumter County, if you're not in the district you're running for, you cannot be on city council.
Well, supposedly the guy that we're talking about that was or hasn't been there or whatever, that was arrested, he was kind of like thrown on there. Like, I don't even know, was he voted in or not? No, he has to have a house there and live in it.
Yeah, there was a big thing here in Bushnell where the old mayor lived down with his wife and all in St. Pete. And so he got ejected out of there.
Yeah, owning land doesn't make you a resident.
Right, even though he owned land and a house up here.
You have to be a voter there.
He spent a majority of his time driving back and forth, so he was ejected.
Joe was not voted in. Joe was put on the council by Zim. Is it swampland or buildable? Hang on.
What is it? A third of an acre?
Yeah, it's a third of an acre, and it's on the same side. I don't think it's swampland.
No, it's on the main road there.
It's on the it's yeah. Jeremy's like got that big portion of it. But I don't have that FEMA map on here. I want to see.
Well, if it's zoned residential, then it's not swampland.
True. See.
Well,
proper use for germs is, it says TMBR.
Hey, I'm gonna sign off, everybody. Okay.
All right.
Good night.
Thanks, Bruce.
Yeah, I might be watching too if there's any other questions about the stuff we were
good night,
talking about.
Bruce.
Good night, everybody, and thanks everybody for everyone's support. Really, it's much appreciated.
Yeah, we're gonna set something up for Bruce as far as covering some costs for legal fees of people, because a lot of people have been asking. So I was pretty much MIA the past 48 hours. So
yeah, we'll figure out the best way to do it. For just like outstanding costs is all.
Yeah, like
not fees as much as outstanding costs.
Yeah, we'll be able to show like the actual bills or invoices or whatever.
Exactly.
And that way people can see for themselves what it is.
Yeah, so we'll work on figuring out how to do that. And thank you. So, all right. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Bruce. So, I cannot believe I made it this long.
I'm getting ready to go to bed too because I got to be up early.
Now
Early.
we're gonna have an early night here, guys. Do we have a goal? Hold on. I can't even see. Oh, we should do a giveaway anyway. Antique Tory was funny. Antique Tory? Why are you being called Antique Tory?
Okay, Elizabeth's son Stephen has determined that I'm his auntie,
Uh-huh.
and Marcia is his grandma.
Okay.
So he's been in the hospital,
Aw.
and so Elizabeth was trying to tell us that he wanted us to tell him good night. And when she typed it in, because she's in the hospital with him, like stress, hello, she typed
Right.
Antique Tory and Grandma Marcia.
Uh-huh.
So auto corrected it to Antique Tory. So now everybody is calling me Antique Tory,
Aw.
which is better than Hey Old Lady, I guess.
Right? Oh, you're funny.
It was funny. We laughed about it. Everybody keeps using it. And there's worse things to be called besides antique.
Strictly corrugated, $9.99. Thank you so much. Boop boop. That's kind of cute, Tori. It is kind of cute, Antique Tori.
But yeah, Elizabeth's son Stephen have adopted Lisa, Marcia, and I.
I'm
okay with that.
That is so cute.
Yeah, she's usually fixing dinner when I come on and stuff, and he'll be in there with her. So we tell him hello. And when it's time for him to go to bed, we tell him good night. And so he has adopted us.
Shut up, John.
John was on Kendra's OF page.
Shut up, Robbie.
And Bud Light was on Kendra's FO page.
What do you mean FO? What is FO?
I don't know. That's what Bud Light wrote. He was on Kendra's FO page.
She has an FO page. Does that mean F off?
I don't know.
Shut up. There was a question on the Facebook group that says, why does Lisa keep telling Robbie to shut up?
Oh, you haven't heard when Robbie tells her to shut up?
It's like, you may have to listen for 5 minutes, idiots.
Friends.
Lori sent the image too. Oh, thank you, Lori. I got those images too. I actually was able to, guys, get it all down to like one folder that I could transfer stuff. I'm going to show you exactly what these folders look like, and you're gonna be like, "Oh my god!" It's called evidence. But I was actually able to get it down yesterday.
Oh, that'll be awesome. That'll be an awesome concert, Mike.
What? Billy Idol and Joan Jett?
Yeah.
More. I get Robbie in trouble. Yeah, John likes to get you in trouble.
It's all right.
No way.
It's better than being called a heroin addict.
Antique Tory. Looks like we got a hashtag for we need 2 more for a giveaway. I'm gonna have to go back and redo it. I already had one up there. I think people might mess this one up. All right, let's see. Oh no, not the percent sign. Hold on.
If you're anyone calling me Antique Tory must be subscribed.
Yeah.
Good night, Tam Tam.
Good night, Tam Tam. All right, guys, on that note, too, I am going to bed. I got to be up really early.
Hold up.
I'm not holding up. No.
I'm doing it right now.
But it'll take 15 minutes for you to put the hashtag up.
It's already up.
I know. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't. I can see the
yes, it is.
Tori. Now it's come. There it is. Yeah.
You're on a delay.
How can I
Oh,
be on the delay? I'm on.
You're still on a delay. How long did it tutorial? Did you see it?
no. Actually,
Yeah.
no.
It's there. See, people
Oh,
see
I mean,
it.
I do now.
Yeah, now I do, but it
When you
wasn't when I
originally
said.
said it wasn't there, it had not shared it yet.
Alrighty, cool, Miyagi.
Your StreamYard was being difficult.
I'm sorry. We didn't even
You
get to
sound pathetic. Go to bed.
me.
Yeah.
I,
Yes, the one that had been
hey,
coughing and has to keep muting to cough.
I said I was gonna be here. I'm gonna be here. What?
That's been running a fever that has
What?
slept for almost 3 days straight. I'm mothering you now. Deal.
I didn't want to disappoint
Deal.
anybody. Not that I'm like the greatest thing. I still don't like to disappoint anybody, or to say I'm going to do something and not do it, knowingly not do it. I will.
Robbie,
So
go hug Z before you go to bed.
we're
Uh,
getting off. We'll be off before
Z's
midnight.
sick.
So that's a good thing.
Oh, don't
Z's
hug
sick.
him then because you can't get sick.
Yeah,
Z's sick
Z's sick.
Hey,
too?
Lisa, you gave it to Z.
How did that
You,
happen? That's
you coughed
impossible.
in his general direction. You coughed in the
Um,
direction of where they live. I'm kidding.
impossible.
He was sick. He was sick
What?
today, and Michelle was sick. Michelle came home from work sick.
Yeah, there's a better chance of me getting Michelle sick than Z at this point. She would have been closer. Mix a hot toddy. Yeah, I'm all right. I'll be fine, guys. I hope. I am going to take a Tylenol and go to sleep
I'm
this
gonna do
time.
my shot of tequila and go to sleep.
We got 96 entries, 97. Let's go, guys. We're sick with hot towel, hot water from the steam. Yeah, that's the first thing I did when I started feeling it. I took a really hot shower. Like, oh man, I've been drinking a lot of OJ. Oh, I just didn't take the Tylenol. That's all. Go to bed, Robbie says.
I'm going to bed. Oh, good night, everybody. God bless and prayers to everyone.
Good
Good
night,
night.
Robbie. Good night.
Have a wonderful evening and TTFN. Good night, all.
You, where are
Bye.
you?
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Say ta. Oh my gosh.
He's still here.
But he's still here.
What?
It takes
I'm
him a
here.
minute to drop
He's
off.
here.
Can you hear me?
Well, no, not always. Sometimes he's like, he does that funny laugh and he's like, bonk, gone.
All right, how many we got? We got 103. Antique Tori. You guys got to make sure you're subscribed to Tori. Tori, how many subscribers you got now?
Oh, when I was on Robbie's, I had 759. Hold on.
Nice. Everybody make sure go Tori, go Tori. Even though it's Antique Tori, Antique Tori. I like go Tori better though. Everybody make sure you're subscribed to Tori. Alka Seltzer for cold and flu and Gatorade. I think I might have some Gatorade in there. I'm actually hungry, guys. That's the one thing. Like usually if I'm sick, I don't feel like eating. This is definitely a different kind of cold because I can eat. And that was weird. Did you or Tori get the photo from Jeremy's community page for the lawyer in Ohio? No? Photo from Jeremy's community page. No? Would he just do it recently? All I know is that guy is absolutely obsessed. Absolutely obsessed. I think he's acting like his own lawyer, truthfully, and just having Shaka sign off on stuff. Get it? Where's Jeremy took video of John and Walmart? Wait, are you talking about proves Jeremy took video of John Walmart? Well, I know. How does wait? Okay, so you're talking about what he put up today, earlier, like this morning. Jerem now has shirts that say "If you know, you know now," because he's a copycat. He tries to say people copy off him, but he's the one who actually takes people's ideas or creations and goes and redoes it. The thing is, people believe him because he has a big or bigger following than most. So that's why they believe what he's doing and that he came up with it. Oh yeah, that picture I do have. I got that. Yeah, it's clearly him looking up from wherever he was, and the girl looking like, oh my god, like what's happening here? Yeah, yeah. Absolutely. And that's from his video, right? Since he got it. That's from his video. 110 entries, guys. Keep hashtagging antique glory. Yeah, antique Tory. There was a pic on Megan's. God, man, she just proves Michael right. Massachusetts, and I met a germ supporter today, and it was real funny. Oh my gosh, really? And you know he's not going to post it. You know what's funny? You can debunk him, but he'll never go back to cheat. Like argue it back. You know what I mean? He'll never argue it back. I actually got a folder of all the things that we debunked about him and the shit he said, and there's a lot more than I realized. So was John in checkout already, or did Germ track him in the store and John tried to check out? Is John here? By the way, I thought he was. Hi, Lisa. John was checking out, and from his right, Jeremy came out at him, screaming, 500 feet, scumbag, 500 feet, you need to leave the building. So, thank you, mother birds. So yeah, so that's how we realized Jeremy was there. And Jeremy was by the rack of snacks before the checkout. Yeah, I'm not sure, guys. I'm not sure what's going to come out about it. We'll see. I know that there's certain things that have taken place because of that episode, and we're just going to have to wait and see on it. Jimmy from following them and doing this to them everywhere. He does. He follows them to the post office. He follows them everywhere they go. He follows them. Now, here's the thing. Why was Germ's camera 2 feet from John the cashier? Yeah, Germ went up in his face. That's all I know. And what I can tell you is one of the Hudson sisters was there. And she even had some look of disgust on her face. But I don't know how many of
them decided to get in bed with.
Well, I do have proof of Jeremy and one of the Hudson sisters that works at Walmart in talking to each other on the phone and text. So she could have told him John, texted him, told him John was there. I mean, that's just speculation at this point. Bottom line is Jeremy went up and like scared everybody when he did what he did, and Hudson just oh, sorry. Anyway, I don't know how he knew he was there unless they have him tracked, unless he walked in and saw him. Don't know. Um, John was already checking out and self checkout. He had an issue with the card. They went up to a little cashier counter. She was ringing him up. Someone came up on the right hand side of him. Yeah, he thinks he's got some type of, okay, someone came up on the right hand side screaming and filming, and it was insane. Yeah. So he thinks he's got all these. If you ask me, the stuff that he's showing makes him look like a piece of shit, in my opinion. I mean, he looks
Makes
cool.
him look like a deranged psycho.
Yeah. It's like, does he not see that? Like, how does he think everybody's going to watch this and think he's okay, mentally? He's literally running up to them screaming shit. Walmart picture is on the successful page or other Facebook auto create pages. Well, they're going to post anything they can. They need content too. Your goal is complete. Thank you so much, Blondie. Thank you. Just so it's 10. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. We got 117 entries. You got any more? You guys want to put some more in there? Get in there. Get in there for the giveaway tonight. God, my voice probably sounds really, really bad. The comments on the picture are disgusting. Unreal. It's really sad. You would almost think that those trolls are monetized on Facebook or something, the way they do that stuff. The amount of stuff that they do. John at Register Lisa. Okay. It's for me and it's cool. I have no idea why unless he's paying more. See, guys, like, people don't realize, Lisa, my, I don't know what you mean, Kimberly. People don't realize that, like, as far as paying, do you think he's cutting him a check? Do you think he's handing him money under the table? No, all he has to do is barter with them. Bartering meaning, like, they get the subs, they get the views. That makes them money for their channel. It grows their channel and makes them money, the whole 9 yards. And he claims people try to do that with him all the time. He's giving it to them. He sells it to them, basically. You do for me, and I'll promote the shit out of you. All I have to do is mention your channel on my channel, and boom, you're getting subs. So that's how he does it. That's how he was doing it before. It's not nothing new. And yes, the cashier looks scared. Like, who is this crazy man screaming? Yeah. Did Jeremy have anything in his hands, like he was actually there buying something? I don't know. That I don't know. I don't know if he knew he was there, walked in and saw him and went directly to where he was. I don't know if he had been in the store and then realized John was there and went boom right up to him. I have no idea. But Walmart video footage would show that. You are correct. And they do have footage. They can't say that they don't. And if it miraculously disappeared, I think it would be funny considering who works there and who has it in with them. That would be really funny. Just throwing that out there because people are just saying a bunch of crazy stuff. So that's how found you, is that he mentioned 2 fleas. You found us because of 2 fleas. I actually hashtag 2 fleas. Just in case people are looking for 2 fleas. I guess he thinks we are fleas. That's fine. Fleas annoy the shit out of you, don't they? They jump and they buck and they get you and they get you and they get you.
I was called a tiger today.
A tiger.
Yep.
Rawr.
By Ray.
By Ray.
Uh-huh.
Were you? Was he live when he did his video? It was live.
Yeah, he was live.
Yeah, I was out of it. I missed everything. You know what's funny? Guapo went live this morning. Early this morning, I think. I don't even know what time it was. But he was live. And I had that on my phone. What? It says I've reached the limit of layouts. Okay. Anyway, I had that on my phone and I fell asleep. I just kept falling asleep. Anything I did, I fell asleep. No one can stop Walmart from doing it. They can try. Huh.
What?
Well, it is illegal to film inside Walmart, by the way. You are not allowed to film inside of Walmart. I'm part of it. Okay. So how many inches we got? We got it? You think everybody's in there?
I
Think
don't know.
everybody's in? Let's see. If germs keep screaming in Walmart and it's supposed to court procedure, Walmart might be ban some germ from entering if they're so inclined. Yep. Just to let you know, that's not a Hudson sister. None work there now. None work there now.
Someone said there was one there.
Someone said she was there when this happened yesterday. Or this wasn't yesterday. Was it yesterday? Day before yesterday. Sorry. Okay. So maybe she wasn't working. Maybe she was just there. All right. Let's see. 127. All right. Make sure y'all are subscribed to Tori, guys. We're going to come over and hit this button here. And we're going to draw. You ready? Collide over town. Oh, you did, Ray? I'm sorry. All right, here we go. Let's draw 129. So people still getting in there? Get in there quick. That is so sad. Prayers up for everybody involved. The families involved. It's so sad. I can feel my sinus is starting to fill up now. Okay. We got 129. Are you ready? Tori, you ready? Make sure you subscribe to Tori. The winner has to be subscribed.
I'm just trying to get to 1,000.
Gotcha, Mimi. Thank you. All right. Here we go. Connie Carlo got in there. Awesome. Thank you, Bonnie. Crappy still, Beth, but I'm trying. I didn't want to disappoint anybody. I'm here. But I am going to be getting off very shortly after we do this draw. Are you ready? We got 131. Time to go rest. Yeah. Hopefully I'll be better soon. All right, here we go. We're going to draw 132. Here we go. Boom. Let's see who's going to get it. Get that surprise crystal. Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? Mother Birds. Nice.
Whoop, whoop.
Congratulations. Sweet. Awesome. Very cool. Where's my list here? Yeah, I'm losing my voice now. Seriously losing it. Mother Birds. Woohoo. All right. So we holy crap. Whoop whoop, she says. I believe I have your address. If we're not sure, just email me.
She says she's never won anything.
Yeah. You've never won anything at all? Ever? Come on. Well, we're just gonna have to make it even special. Hold on. Ever in my. Wow, that's cool. It's all right. We're just hanging, going over some things that happened today. Happened or really didn't happen. I mean, so much lies and stuff that we seem to go over every day. We gotta have Lisa lose a voice. I can't lip read. Lorraine, where's Tisa? Where is Tisa? Did you see her? Oh,
I thought she was in here earlier,
yeah.
or maybe that was in Robbie's. They all start to run together.
They do, don't they? Awesome. Congratulations. So, yeah, I want her car. Polamop. Hashtag Polamop. I want her car to be checked for the tags because I think that he's got her car with a tag on it or something. Good not. Thank you, Karen. Good not. Um, I'm just reading the chat, guys. Well, uh, he's been driving by. It's funny because okay, so John added the 10. We showed you pictures. There's 10 on top of the fence, right? So now that there's that there, okay, there is a porta potty there for like the helpers that are helping like with the fence, not the fence. Well, they did with the fence. Um, but there is a porta potty thing there for anybody who's helping with the property and building the barn and everything like that. So they have one there, right? So obviously, there's a truck that comes and cleans it out on a weekly basis, or comes, gets it, whatever, exchanges it, whatever they do, right? So today there
Yep.
was a truck. Jeremy followed the truck in, not into the property, but was filming as the truck was turning into their property. So he's gonna have that on film. Other than that, though, I see him, you know, with his hand out filming that, but he's driving by really fast now. He's not even stopping really to try and film. He's driving by super fast. So my guess is he may not be able to see over that 10. I'm not sure yet. But hopefully he's not able to. Kind of sucks because, they have to have that up there. I'd rather something else be up there. But for now, if it's working where he can't film like that, then it's just crazy that he's doing that. He's filming inside their barn. He has, nobody knows what's set up in that barn yet. He's filming. He's literally filming in the window. He said it. That's someone's bedroom. Y'all know that? That's a
Two people's
bedroom.
bedrooms. Both of those are bedrooms.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy what he's doing. And that's where, see, like we're all talking about the cases and stuff. The cases are federal cases, but it's civil. Any type of criminal acts, she still works there. Okay. Any type of criminal acts, that'll be going through like the district attorney, the sheriff's office, all that. And there's stuff still to come. So we can't say because we don't know. I actually think there's cases being built as we speak. That's my complete opinion on that. Thank you, Ray. Thank you. Norman Bateson. Well, what's scary is he's definitely, in my opinion, a narcissist, but I'm not a doctor. But it's so questionable about what level of narcissist he is. and when you're dealing with narcissists, it's literally like how far are they willing to go? You know, because it could get really bad. Someone could like literally get hurt when you're dealing with them, and that's what's scary about it. He's literally trying to ruin people's lives. You know, and the fact that someone's living their life to do that is just it's sick. You know, he wants to ruin people's lives because I don't know. I guess he feels people ruined his. I don't know how that happened, but and it's not that it's current. I'm not talking about the people who ruined his or current. I'm talking about people in his past that have ruined his life. That's why he's so out to get everybody else. There's definitely issues there. You know, something happened to him where he's just out to go for everybody's throat. And maybe it's all because he got caught doing bad shit and he's been accountable for it. I don't know. Held accountable for it. I don't know. We'll find out more and more, little by little. They come out. Jim clip comments out of this chat. Jim needs 5 cookies. I'm sure he is, but you can clip a comment. Here's the thing: show the comments all you freaking want, dude. Because show the comments, show the little clips of my voice. Do it because I have the whole video. I have the whole chat. So you can clip whatever you want. I will always refer to watch the whole thing. Watch the whole thing because you're not going to clip different little pieces of chat or pieces of my voice to fit your narrative. Watch the whole thing. That's exactly what I'm going to say if I'm ever questioned about anything. If it ever gets to that point. Because as much as he wants to make y'all believe that I was served properly, I was not served properly. I did not dodge nothing. I was asked if I was so-and-so. I said no. Papers were left on a table. And the papers was not accompanied with the things that it should have been. They tried to rectify
even
that.
Completely filled out.
They weren't even completely filled out, let alone they didn't have any check. Then, and that time he was sending people checks that were for the wrong amounts. Mine didn't even come with one. And so everybody else got one with the wrong amounts. And then he tried to fix that. That didn't happen. The check has to come the way the check's supposed to come at the time of the paperwork served. And it's clearly stated in federal law that if that is not done, that the service is invalid. Which means no contempt, no sanctions, none of it. But here it is. Go ahead. File whatever you want, because whether it is about being deposed or sanctions or contempt or anything like that, I will show all your failures because he did fail. But it opens me up to the court. So go ahead and bring me onto your court case now. Go ahead and do that, because the second I'm able to show the judge what I got, you open me up to be able to talk to that judge. So bring me on board, dude. I can show evidence that I have as to why this is a circus, why you are harassing everybody, not just me, and what it's really all about. He's not going to like what I have to say. So, and that's what I'm going to tell the judge. So let him get it to a point where I have to say something to a judge, because that's exactly what's going to happen. Martha is nasty too, though. Oh, it's funny. He's like hiding her out, but she's gonna go down with him just fine. So I just can't wait to see if he's gonna do the same thing to everybody else that he's trying to do with me. Because from what I understand, how everybody was served, nobody has to go and be at that deposition. Nobody. So if you're not good at writing, get a ghostwriter. Oh, that's funny. You can get a ghostwriter. But the thing is, you can't have a ghostwriter sign off on something for you. Jackie, isn't she best friends with Therese? Who is that? Jessica Cruz. I don't know who she is. I just know that she works for Jeremy. I used to think Judge Thomas was unfair, but now I see he was trying to help LP with the scope of power. I think he saw what was going on, is what I think. But he also had to, because she was pro se at the time, he also had to make sure she understood. And what I saw was Jeremy like going off on him for him making sure she understood. And how do I know that? Because I've seen people pro se before, and I've seen judges do that. He is a lawyer, and it is part of his job to make sure that the people in his courtroom understand what's going on. Even if they have an attorney, sometimes the judge will say to the person who is represented by the attorney, because he wants to make sure that the client understands. You understand what your lawyer has said. You understand this. He'll say things like that, and that happens. So, what did the Thomases really do? I still don't get what he really did that threw him off there. But whatever. He didn't seem to have a problem getting off the case, so he's off. And probably like, oh, thank God I don't have to deal with these assholes. But here it comes again. So when I say assholes, I mean Germ and his lawyer. But thank you, Megan. Good night. All right, Jesse gave a $500,000. I was part of the Days In crew and became friends with them because she only was an hour away. Yeah, I just know that she was part of it. She was part of filming her and Deanna one day, filming Michelle at Town Hall. The menu that reports back to German mods on Jim's channel and Madam Mesa. Well, I find it funny how Therese is all concerned with what's going on here. They trashed the people of Otter Creek, her and Brett mostly, but now they're still concerned with what's going on with the town council there. If she was smart because of all the wrongdoing she did when she became mayor, she would stay the hell away from it. Wasn't it Jeremy's attorney Feathers who was sanctioned by a different judge? That was earlier on. I came in after the fact, so I don't want to say anything about that when I don't really know for sure. Is Jessica the mole then? I don't know, because I don't know where Jessica is around here unless she's just hanging out in the chat. Yeah, I have no idea. Here's the thing, guys. If we have a mole, the only thing they could be doing is watching the chat. I mean, I don't know who else it could possibly be. The only people I really talk to, like in a close knit, like where if I'm going to say anything, that would be so bad, which I don't. But if we're talking about something that has anything to do with, getting it, let's just say, making sure I get a certain video, if someone lets me know, grab this video because it says this, something like that. It's usually, if any of those people are moles, then they're moles. I mean, they're not harming me. You know what I mean? They're not harming the case. They're not harming me. They're not doing anything. They're actually helping. So, I mean,
which means they suck at being moles.
Yeah, I don't know. At least that's the people that we're friends with, or we think we are friends with. If someone's, that much of a backstabber or something like that, then, I mean, we don't know about it. And that's what he's trying to claim. But, I'm good with all the peeps that are around us right now. If we find out something's different, then we find out. What am I going to do? What basically we're exposing the truth. We're not like lying about anybody. We're not doing anything wrong here, So it's not like we have to worry about moles,
See, that's the other thing. What good does a mole do if you're not breaking the law?
Yeah, we're not breaking no laws. We're not doing nothing. There's no secrets. We're not divulging. And if I'm going to tell anybody, okay, let's say for instance, if I talk to Michelle and I know something that like with the Walmart thing, right? Okay, I knew the Walmart story like pretty much right after it happened, right? So obviously before I came online, I knew about it, right? So I created a thumbnail fully knowing Jackass was going to go on at 8 o'clock and talk about it. But we actually assumed he was going to show a video, and he didn't. You know why? Because his mouth was actually calling him a scumbag in it. So maybe he didn't get to edit it or not. I don't know. But I see things like that. Like I know about it before you guys do. Okay. But you may know about it before because I don't come on till 10 o'clock. Just like with some of the the filings. If there's a filing or one sec. Sorry. Um, if there's a filing or an order or something like that, you won't hear it on my end until 10 o'clock at night. Thank you so much. Um, you won't hear it till later. If it's a big one, I'll come on. But other than that, like I pretty much tell you guys what's going on. There's really nothing being hidden. You know, there's not. You know, there might be certain like I bring up the statutes. I tell you guys what we're putting together. I'm not lying. I'm just not telling you what the rollout will be. But that is exactly what's going on. We're working on certain things, and that's what's going on. So I'm pretty honest with everything that we've said. There's no secrets. So as far as a mole being around, it's okay. You know. No, I still think that he doesn't even understand the word defamation. He still don't get it. Nothing's going on, just hype and bullshit. Well, I'm definitely not trying to bullshit anybody and hype out anything. Just talking about what's happening. When there is stuff to happen, that happens. Sorry. We do other channels, watch this channel, so why not just get the thumbs up and you know what to do? Yeah, there's a lot more channels jumping on board, and that's fine. We're pretty chill here. We just, we come out with it when things come up, and we say, no, you're wrong. I'm not going to go back and tell people, well, go to this video and you'll see the proof over there. You're going to have to look for it. Usually the thumbnails kind of give you an idea of what's going on, but, amongst one thumbnail could be a whole bunch of different shit. So I guess you can go back and look. There's certain websites you can do searches on. You'll find out when someone says something you're looking for, and you can go do that. I'm not going to do your work for you. That's simple. Blah, 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 blah. Don't mind me tonight. I'm actually sick. So, but anyway, we're not the ones sitting here trashing people and mocking them in ways, and then just like letting things lie and suing them and all that. So we've actually done really good things trying to help the a couple of families, because of shit that Germs done. We've actually tried to right some wrongs here, and we're working on the barndominium, and we've done Holly Jolly Christmas, and we put up a privacy fence, and then some. So and we're also working. We are going to be. Did you see my post? Your post. Where, John? I just very happy to say while falling asleep. Good night, Ernie. You're not as sick as Germ. No, I'm not as sick as Germ. I'm just physically sick today. But anyway, we like to chill. We're very just laid back and whatever. I get passionate. I'm pretty passionate about what we're doing here. So, but I am I mock and I don't care. I mock Germ, forgive me, but it's kind of therapeutic. Well, you know what? If there's anybody who deserves it, man, it's crazy, and it's not that I like condone it. It's just wow, you know, wow. He For him to call himself like this public figure and to do what he's doing with that public to me is just ridiculous, you know. So you're gonna be the celebrity known for freaking bashing people, like people that are. I can't wait for real celebrities to see what he's doing because it can get to that point. And when they start seeing what he's really doing to people that are, that are not, uh, I can't even. Trust me, he's not going to like the end result of what he's doing because he's going to be looked down upon. They're not going to praise him and think what he's doing is okay. And then they're going to do the same for all the people that are following him just to ride that gravy train. At this point, it doesn't matter what side you're on. There's going to be a gravy train at this point. You know, there is. Now, are we on it? No, I don't even tag. I think I've just a hashtag on him now ever since we did the uh, blindside thing. But we don't go out like seeking his fans or anything like that. You know, we're not growing in numbers like that. But it doesn't matter at this point. There's so many people that are on his side and they're just jumping on it and jumping on it. And it's one after the other. And you could actually see where one channel meets, there's somebody in that channel that's gone on and then reports to that channel. It's like it's going back and forth. They're looking online. It's ridiculous. And I really wish there was somebody out there that would be advised. That's why Michael Volpe and Rich Loomis, like they're kick ass, man. They're on it and they completely see what's going on. Completely see what's going on. And I like what they're doing because it's like we kind of have like that in where we're finding out what is going on the daily, you know what I mean? And they can like literally look at things from their perspective and see right through it. And there you go. I mean, I just wish there were more people like that would do that. Because to me, that's real journalists. To me, show both sides. Show both sides of the story. And, you know, sure, you can give your opinion on it, but let the people come up with their own opinion. You know what I mean? And that to me is a decent journalist, you know? And I wish these other channels would do that. They're just jumping on that money train, you know? I mean, people, yeah, they're on YouTube to make money. Yes, of course they are, you know? But some don't do it. Some people are not monetized. Some people do it different ways. You know, it's how they run their stuff. That's fine. That's great. He goes out of his way to target and bully to solve his so-called issues with people. I think that's like an underlying. Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, that's what he's doing. Whether he acknowledges it that way, I doubt it. But that is what he's doing. Don't want subs in my team. Don't want money. Don't want any. I gotcha. Yeah, I gotcha. You know. Tori, you're so quiet.
Yeah, I'm just looking over some stuff.
I can't believe I'm talking. But there is a right way and a wrong way. Yeah, there is a right way and a wrong way. And look, I'm not saying that what we do or how we say things here is perfect. We're just chill, and I always give my opinion, and my New York bluntness comes right out, you know. But I've been very honest all along the way. Um, and Lisa, you are proving he is in your early because you won't read my message out loud. Didn't I just do that? Yeah, okay. What's early? Ear. He's in my ear. Okay. Where is it? You show facts and truth. Yes, I do. Hang on. I got it. Okay. I will read it. I did read part of it. Where is it now? Is it gone? No, there it is. Proud to mock. Don't want any subs. I'll even highlight it. There you go. See? Don't want money. Don't want any David Art influences. Just saying. See? There you go. It's there. Say goodnight, MB. Good night, Catherine. German's trying to make this case so big he hopes Netflix will make a movie on his dumbass. He better hope that somebody else don't make a movie on the opposite side.
Might not be the movie he wants to see.
Yeah. Well, that's how it's going to look because here's the thing. The end result of what this is could be really huge. Okay? Because he is harassing and he's using YouTube to do it. Not just him, but Megan, Tug. Megan is now 100% fully on using Rumble to do it. So it involves it doesn't just involve, the parties as they are now. It involves other parties, other organizations, other companies. It's going to be a big deal. It's just not going to be the way Germ thinks it's going to be. Because Germ's not going to win all this crap. He's absolutely not. There's already proof of harassment. He thinks he's got proof of stalking, but he doesn't. And there's proof otherwise. And all that has to be done is shown to an Ohio judge. And that's it. That is it. So he can sit there and spew off all the things he wants. He's just talking out of his ass. He's got money to throw around and stuff like that. Let him do it. He's obviously wasting the money that his viewers are sending him, and they want, if that's the stuff that they want to watch and listen to, enjoy. Yeah, it's not. But what's going to happen is the after effects, because there is going to be, he's not going to get away with what he's done. Let's just put it that way. I have been Michelle P with you for years. I'm from Australia. Yeah, Michelle P's from Australia. What's the Ohio judge's name? Karen something. Karen something. Yeah, I've already spoken to the legal team on Rumble. They're cool. I forget her name. I just saw it because I had to organize stuff. So, oh my gosh, I have lots of. All right, I have email. I'll have to check it. Alrighty, guys. My throat is actually hurting me. I'm going to have to jump off this thing. Disputed income is being taken, but what about John and Michelle? He makes me say, yeah, it's fine. I was just making sure. Okay. Yeah, he's spending his income on stupid shit and condos and things like that while lying to everybody else. Because guess what? Well, he'll actually say if it came down to it, it's none of anybody's business. But it is when you file a lawsuit claiming that you're losing money. You made it everybody's business. So now he's got to show everybody. So there you go. Yeah. Sorry, guys. My brain's like on. All right. Hopefully I will feel better. Tomorrow is Thursday, right? So Thursday night. Yep. Supposed to be here at 10. Tori, you're going live tomorrow during the day, aren't you?
Yep.
Early evening. So
I'm on all the time.
It's like 5:30, 5:36.
Around 5:30.
Right on, right on. Cool. Thank you guys so much for being here and hanging out with us tonight. I will, guys. Thank you so much for the prayers and the well wishes. I really appreciate it. I came on because I wanted to I wanted to do what I said I was gonna do, but yeah, I could definitely go lay down, and I'm going to. So, thank you all. Thank you to our mods. You guys are awesome. Um, Tori, you want to say anything?
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, you're good. All
I'm tired.
right, guys. Thank you so much. Thanks to Bruce for coming on tonight, and Robbie, of course. Alrighty, strictly I will. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. I will see you guys tomorrow night. Tori will see you tomorrow early evening. Have a fabulous day tomorrow. And ta ta. Say
Night,
bye.
everyone. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Toodaloo.